Hello there everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nubraids, and in today's video, let's do as we always do now on the channel. We have a new Heroes Path event has gone live. This is the third one. The first one was really bad. The second one was actually surprisingly good. This is the third one. Let's see how this one looks. You can see this is actually quite a big one, quite a long one. And for the first time, we also have a bunch of resources that are part of the awakening system in here. So for example, the capstone reward is an eternal soulstone, okay, which is kind of crazy. I think one thing, if you guys want a good laugh, before we actually analyze the path itself, if you want to know how much an eternal soulstone costs, according to Plarium logic, first of all, number one, how much do you think an eternal soulstone should cost the biggest one? Bearing in mind that they typically try to sell sacred shards for like $20, $25. Okay, let's even go hardcore. Let's say $25 for a sacred shard. Well, I think if you work this out, guys, if we check this out, we can see that Immortal Soulstone right now being sold in the shop for €1.50. Let's just do it in dollars because more Americans watch, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, to get an Eternal Soulstone, right? One Eternal Soulstone, we need to get 10 Immortal Soulstones, gives us 300 coins. We need to do that 3 times to get 900. It's actually 1,000 of these coins to buy an Eternal Soulstone, but let's keep it more cheeky, more reasonable. We'll give them a discount. We'll say we need to get 10 Immortals 3 times. Now, 10 Immortals, how do we get, well, 1 Immortal. To get 1 Immortal Soulstone, we're going to need to get 10 Mortal Soulstones for 200 coins. We're going to need to do that 5 times, right? So we're going to need 50 Mortal Soulstones to make 1 Immortal. To make 30 Immortals, we're therefore going to need to make 1 Immortal 30 times, right? So this is getting pretty intense. Now, if 1 Mortal Soulstone costs us $1.5, we're going to need 1,500 Mortal Soulstones. We're going to need $2,250 to buy 1 Eternal Soulstone right now. Which is the most ridiculous. It just shows you the pricing of this stuff is just so absurd. And it makes this event fantastic. I mean, look, this is worth over $2,000, my dudes. This is absolutely incredible. What a bargain. Yeah, okay, it's very stupid, very silly. Sacreds for 25, Immortal Soulstones for over $2,000. Absolutely stupid, but it is what it is. This thing is hard to get, is what I'm trying to say. It's going to take you a long time to get one normally. So yeah, it's kind of nice that at least it's in here. And let's take a look at this event, actually the event. So what I've done, I have over here, this was the previous event. This is the previous Heroes Path, as you can see. So we're going down and down and down. They had an a Sacred Shard was for 25,000. Well, this is the new event right here. Bam. The new event, as you can see, is actually quite a bit bigger than the previous one. It's longer. There's more stuff going on. And what I've done is I've broken it down by path in terms of how to go through this, what makes the most sense, what do you want to get. So, first of all, I do think that, as you can see, to get down either of these paths on the side, which lead down to the Immortal Soulstone, you're going to need to pick up keys to unlock this. I think the easiest key to get is this. It's the green path over here, and the green path is going to cost you a total of 8,750 coins to get there. But it's going down this way. It's the shortest path. It is the cheapest way to get down to one of these keys. I think it's actually a pretty good path because you're going to pick up 3 Mortal Soulstones along the way, which is kind of nice. For me, it's a bit better than going down this left-hand side. You'll get an epic book, but that's kind of about it. You know, I find that these rarity charms are quite a lot rarer than the rank charms, for instance, and the Mortal Soulstones, for me, it's just kind of a nice thing to get. So there you go, that's that path right there. One thing to note, guys, as well, how do you get these coins? I should point that out. You get them from upgrading champions and summoning champions. Now this is fairly, not this one, this is fairly stark as well. You can see it breaks down exactly what happens. So it's basically champion training and summon rush. Champion training and summon. In fact, if I do a little bit of quick maths, let's do 18 by 60, because I think it's fairly stark as well. 675. I think this is kind of funny. Like 1 sacred shard, right? Pulling 1 sacred shard is going to give you 4,500 coins. If you were to rank a 5-star up to 6-star for 675 coins, and then level them up 59 times, you would actually end up getting they'd be level 60 at the end. So turning a 5-star level 50, turning that up into a 6-star level 60, you get 1,737 coins. So yeah, it's going to be a really big grind if you do this just through champion training. But that's probably the way you mostly want to do it, to be honest. Like, if you consider this to be like a replacement for a Summon Rush event, let's say 4,500 times 15 is going to give you about 67,500 coins, right? If you did that, which is what would typically be in for a Summon Rush. However, in a Summon Rush, you're typically getting around about 3 legendary tomes and a couple of 5-star chickens and stuff, whereas in this one you're not going to get all of that. And in fact, as I think we'll see when we add it all together, to actually get both legendary tomes is going to be significantly more expensive than that. Give me 1 second. I'm back seamlessly for you. Well, that's fun. I just got off the phone. We're getting carpets fitted at the moment. And the carpet fitter just rang me in our new house, and he's like, yeah, so I don't have the right cuts of carpet. We literally had someone from the shop come out and measure the place like 3 days ago so that he could cut the carpet. It looks like they've done it wrong. So that's a nice fun thing to try to troubleshoot now after this. Isn't that nice? It does put things in perspective, doesn't it? Giving out about these events and stuff. But my goodness, like it's not so bad as the bloody carpets. Anyway, there we go. So you can see this green path is going to cost you I can't remember my exact train of thought, but 8,750 to grab all of this stuff for that first key. After that, we're going to have this yellow path going down this way. So picking up where we left off, coming in, and this is where you actually get some pretty good rewards. I do think the 6-star epic chaos ore is a pain, but the 100 big coins is actually quite nice. It does take you a decent chunk of time to actually get those, so that's pretty decent. And of course, a legendary tome, and that is going to cost you, starts to get much more expensive. That's going to be 20,400, so quite a bit more expensive there. Now, here's the interesting thing. I am not sure at this point if you can just go like this. Just go floop, and then go straight over and grab this. I don't know if you can do that, or if you need to complete both paths. I'm actually not 100% sure. I mean, if you do need to do just that, it's obviously going to cost you 35,000 to grab it, which is, again, very, very expensive. And it does sort of put it in that rough ballpark of being about equivalent to a Summon Rush event. So we shall see. Possibly you can do that, possibly not. Now, to go get the other stuff, you would go down the cyan path right here, which, as you can see, is kind of the equivalent of the green path, but it's more expensive, 9,350. I do think that the difference in price between the left-hand side and the right-hand side is minor enough that you can go whichever way you prefer, but going down this way, you're going to get some resources. This has the skill tome in it, which is kind of nice. So that's 9,350. After that, you can continue that on with the blue path right here, which has the 10 silver essence, 6-star legendary chaos ore, and this. I mean, this is arguably slightly better than this path for sure. I think the essence is fairly equivalent to the coins. Obviously, the legendary is better than this, and the book is the same, but it is more expensive slightly. The blue path is 21,400. The yellow path is 20,400. You know, you're paying 1,000 coins more. And there you go. Then finally, we have the magenta path right here, which is grabbing some of these bits. You're going to get enough silver coins for 1.5 mortal soul shards, and then you're getting 200 gold coins, which is 1/5 of an immortal. So, I mean, it's okay. It's very, very cheap. The magenta path is 3,400. We come out at the end. We've drawn something that looks a little bit like a clown's vagina, one might say. But it's looking like quite something. If we do some quick maths, let me do some quick maths, add it all up for you. Okay, so some quick maths. Here we go. Adding it all together, if we can go down the right-hand side, so do green, yellow, and then you can grab red. If it does work out nicely, it's going to cost you 64,150. Doing the same thing on the left-hand side is only slightly more expensive at 65,750. Now, if you do need to get both of these legendary books unlocked to be able to grab this, which hopefully is not the case, but if you want to do it, or if you're looking to get both legendary books, it's going to cost you 94,900. And then to grab everything, that's including that little extra magenta bit, which is the only sort of optional thing if you want to grab the 2 legendary books, plus this Eternal Soul Shard, it's going to cost you 98,300. Again, like we said, 15 sacred shards, which is the typical cost of a summon rush, is going to give you what, 65,000 or so. So it's working out similarly. I think, if you're doing it just purely through Summon Rush, I think it's a pretty bad deal, right? To get one Legendary Tome and one Immortal Soul Shard for the same, those being the rewards plus these minor rewards. I think it's worse than a typical Summon Rush where you're getting 5-star chickens, maybe a feast, and 3, sometimes 4. If you're really unlucky, only 2 Legendary Tomes. So I think the Summon Rush rewards are typically better. But I think when you combine champion training, it's not too bad, I think it's actually okay. I'm certainly going to be trying to do it through champion training. I'm just going to go down the green and yellow path to try get the cheapest legendary skill tome that I can get. And then hopefully we'll be able to grab this. We'll figure out by then, and people will surely let us know in the comments. But yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think. What do you think of this one? I will say for me, I'm certainly not really a fan of Summon Rush being a thing. In this, Summon Rush is one of my least favorite events, but it is what it is. I kind of suspect that this stuff might become more common as well. What do you guys think that when we have a Summon Rush or a Champion Chase outside of a fusion, I wonder if they're going to start incorporating that into Heroes Path events more often, right? Because these Hero Paths event, these often occur, or have always occurred so far, in the downtime between fusions. So watch out for that. Obviously, don't do this if it's going to block your chance of doing the next fusion. That is going to give you much more. It's a fusion is basically the cheapest way to get a guaranteed legendary, right? So you don't want to hurt yourself there. We're obviously suspecting as well there could be like a 15 Sacred Shard guaranteed legendary event during the upcoming week. So just beware of spending your shards then. But yeah, honestly, I do find these events reasonably fun. This one looks decently okay. I think it's fine. Like for me, I do think that I'm more bothered by stuff like this. That the Seal of the Drakes, the skin for Seal of the Drakes being part of a champion chase tournament, like that stuff really bothers me. It's just like, it's like a bidding war for a skin. It's just, I really don't like that at all. Like, for instance, I think it would have been much more fun if this skin was the top reward for this Hero's Path. How cool would that have been if this skin was the top reward? So you could go for it if you wanted to, or just stop at the legendary books if you didn't care about skins, and then have this Soulstone be like the top reward for your tournament group for bidding war over their Whale Fest over in the Champion Chase. But look, it is what it is. There you go. Like I said, let me know what you think, and yeah, hopefully this was kind of helpful. What path are you going for? Whenever you do get down, if you could confirm for us if you can grab that Immortal Soulstone just straight from one of these, that would be great to know. And yeah, I will see you next time. It's time to go figure out a carpet. Oh, bloody hell. See you next time. Bye-bye.